All right, hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecca Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 110. So let's kick things off with week in review. This is where we talk about what's been going on around here, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And I guess first off, thank you for the amazing weekend over Black Friday. We got a ton of orders, solid weekend. Appreciate anybody who was able to take advantage of the sale and place an order as always. So thank you so much. But I guess, kind of on that note, I guess first off, we survived the weekend and survived it pretty well, actually. I expected to be absolutely buried, and I think the ability to run 2 packing stations all weekend meant that we were pretty much caught up by, sometime on Tuesday, and we're back to shipping orders kind of fully on time, which is awesome. If we hadn't had the 2 packing stations, if we were still in the old warehouse, we would probably still be working on orders from the weekend, and that'd be a lot more painful. So it's great that we have the capacity now to do that, and it's good that our plans and the actions we're taking are paying off. On a similar note, we received our our full truckload of pallets. 22 pallets on Wednesday. I don't know why I was thinking 3, maybe Wednesday, 3rd day of the week or something. But so we got our truckload on Wednesday. We got all that in. The 5 pallets we were supposed to get on Wednesday didn't show up until Monday. But over the weekend, Kate and our 2 per diem helpers, Chad and Bobby, did an amazing job and managed to check in all that stuff over the weekend. It literally took 3 full days though. So there's a lot of stuff coming in. We are now packed in here, but thank you to those guys, and I guess thank you to our normal crew too for putting in the hours this weekend. I don't want to forget about them. So all that stuff came in. We managed to get all the other stuff checked in. So this week's restock is going to be amazing. We'll talk about that during the restock section, obviously. What else? Over the weekend, we had our first palletized pickup of outgoing as well. The whole check-in, receiving, Black Friday, we put up the vlog for that on Wednesday. So if you want to check out what that looked like, definitely check that out. But it was kind of a funny story. The pickup on Saturday, the guy showed up to pick up. He's a little chatty, and I mentioned, hey, make sure they know whoever's going to pick up on Monday, we're going to be slammed because we're packing all day Sunday in addition to Monday, and it'll be 2 days worth of orders to pick up all at once, and that might cause problems if they're not prepared for it. And dude stepped up. He made a call to his supervisor, and we managed to get a pickup. They showed up with a box truck or whatever. We rolled 2 whole pallets of outgoing stuff on there, in addition to our normal pickup at the end of the day. So that was great and was really helpful. But so back on the space thing, I think we'll talk about that next. We are now desperate for space. We had enough room for like 10 extra pallets in the stack, as I've been kind of referring to it, all the pallets that are against the wall over here, all the excess inventory that's not on the shelves. Somehow we managed to turn that 22 down into, I don't know, probably about 15 between stuff being broken down, going on the shelves, going up on top of the shelves for backup stock. We have a few pallets parked up front near the packing stations for things that we think are going to go really fast on Friday, and a few extras off to the side. And then we got those additional 5 pallets. So we don't really have room the way we're organized right now to even keep all the inventory in the stack, so to speak. We've got places we can kind of add to the stack and make it go out further, but it's going to narrow our aisleways a little bit, so we're trying to avoid that until we have to, because that excess space down the middle is really helpful. So our short term, what we've been doing to try to combat that is we started offering daily deals this week starting on Tuesday. So the plan is basically every day from about 10 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. the next morning, we're going to have a daily deal on something. It might be a single kit, it might be several kits, it might be a collection of kits, and they're going to be really good deals. The 2 we've done so far that have been published. Tuesday we did Battle Log kits, HD Battle Log at 30% off, and Wednesday we did the MG Dom and Rick Dom at 25% off. Thursday, the day I'm filming this, is going to be some 30-minute mission stuff, and when you're seeing this Friday, we'll probably switch out of that mode for another sale I'll talk about in a second. But basically every day, unless we're running some other sale, there'll be some sort of daily deal going on that day. So definitely take a look. We'll have that link down in the description, hopefully, and you'll be able to see the daily deal collection each day and the discount code there. We're posting it on the Discord, we're text messaging it out, we're emailing it, all that kind of stuff. We're not emailing every day, I guess, because we're trying not to spam people by email. And text message, we gave people an option to opt into the daily deal list. And we'll try to periodically give people options to opt into that. But anyway, we're doing that. They're incredible deals. We're barely making money, if we're making money at all, at some of these prices on some of these items. So you're not going to find better prices than that unless we decide to take a big loss. And there's not many places that are going to intentionally take a big loss on these, and especially items like MG Dom and Rick Dom they're not bad kits. They're not things that don't sell. We just have more of them than we'd like, and we need space. So we're doing a good deal on them. I mentioned earlier, though, that we're doing another sale. So for Friday, which is tomorrow when I'm filming this, or today when you're seeing this, if you're watching this the day it came out, we're doing a one-day only Black Friday Part 2. And what that means is we're doing 10% off all in-stock items. I kind of feel bad about these other shipments that didn't arrive before Black Friday sale. So I want to give people a chance to save on these items as well. And like I said, we've got a ton of stuff and no space. So please take advantage. There's so much good stuff in the restock, which I'll talk about in a moment. And last thing before we move on is early bird. So we did early birds for the first time like a month ago. They're basically items that we knew were scheduled to come in, and we offered them ahead of time like a pre-order. We're doing that again. We've got another almost truckload worth of stuff that's scheduled to ship out sometime in the next month. And we want to have that stuff committed as early as possible, because it means we can get it out the door as early as possible. The early bird for the last one, that stuff just came in right before Black Friday. We were able to ship it as the first things we shipped over the weekend, and it helped us a lot because we had, a large set of orders. We could just get out the door ASAP and help start reclaiming that space as quickly as possible. Tons of good stuff, though. In fact, let's just go into it. We'll consider this the pre-order section because there's no regular pre-orders this week. Okay, early bird. So we got 12 items this time, a bunch of master grades, a couple high grades, and a PG. So let's do the PG first. The PG Unicorn. So great chance to secure your PG Unicorn if you want. We're doing these like pre-orders, so we're only putting about half our stock up, but if you want to avoid the restock day rush, last time we got the PG Unicorn, it lasted not even a whole day. And I suspect they'll maybe last a little bit longer this time, but probably not much because there's been a lack of PGs available in the market. MGs, we got the MG Aegis Gundam, MG Dual Gundam Assault Shroud, MG Gian, we got the MG Destiny Gundam Extreme Blast Mode, the MG Astray Blue Frame Second Revise, the MG Crossbone Gundam X1 Verka, the MG Sword Impulse Gundam, the MG Force Impulse Gundam, the MG Gun Tank, haven't seen that one in a while. And then we got, I think, two PGs up here as well, two HGs up here as well, the Gundam GPO-2A Physalis, and the HGG versus Penelope Funnel Missile Effect Set. That's the huge one. It's like a PG size box. Everybody thought they weren't going to print it again and thought it was like a one-off special thing, so we got them. They're huge. It's a big box. But it's got all the effect parts. I think it's the only way to get those effect parts for that. So, yeah, good opportunity for that. So that's it for pre-orders. Let's go over and do restocks. Okay, restocks. So this is probably our largest restock ever. It definitely is in terms of sheer quantity of stuff that came in. I'm not sure about product mix, so this will probably take a while. But a ton of good stuff. We're going to start with high grades. We got two. We'll kick off with the Gespenst. This is from, I think, Super Robot Wars. Interesting design there. And then we also got the brand new HG amplified Ryujin Maru. I'm not sure what this is from either, or what this is from outright, but it's a really cool looking design. I dig the shoulders and the big sword. So pretty cool looking robot either way. Next up, let's do some IBO. We got the Gundam Dandelion in stock, the Gundam Floros Ryusei Go, and the Kimaris Vidar. We got a massive number of HGs from Universal Century. We got Delta Plus, so kind of a Zeta slash Hyakushiki kind of vibe. Got the silver bullet. I built this on stream last year, I think, or earlier this year. Pretty cool build. Solid kit. We got the High New, the Assault Buster Gundam, Stark Jagan. Jagan's a cool design. I like that one. We got the Hyakushiki. I like the Hyakushiki design too. We got the Victory Gundam. Got the Rosen Zulu. This is another kind of cool and large UC design right there. We got the Zaku 1 Sniper Yonem Kirk's version. So it's also kind of a cool design. Like some of the sniper designs are pretty cool. Got the Zogok Unicorn version. So another aquatic suit. We got the Sinanju. Who doesn't love the Sinanju? Lotto twin set. So I think there are two in here. The Lotto is relatively small design from Unicorn, the mobile suit that basically turns into a tank kind of thing. I think there's two in the box. And the Sinanju Stein narrative version is supposed to be a good kit. I haven't built it, but I kind of want to. And then one more, the big one from Universal Century, HG Kshatriya, which is a very much sought after kit. So if you've been dying to get one, now is a great chance to get it. Got the Age 2 Dark Hound from Age and the Age 3 Orbital. I don't know much about Age, so I can't really talk to those all that much. Got the Build Burning Gundam from Tri Fighters, or Build Fighters Tri. So that one. Finally, the HG Shenlong. We've been waiting a long time for these to finally come in. So now's your chance. And then we got two others from Seed, the Force Impulse and Freedom Gundam as well. All right, let's move on to, I think, real grades. Okay, real grades. So we got a bunch in. Some of these we've had in stock. A bunch of these we've been out of, though. I think one that we have had has been the RG Zaku 2, one of the older ones earlier in the line. Got the Mark II Ayug. So this has been a pretty popular, just the Mark II in general as a real grade, I think is a pretty popular one. It's supposed to be a fairly solid one, especially considering it's only number 8 in the line. We got the GPO-1 and GPO-1 FB. I haven't built either of these, but I like the mobile suits from it, so hopefully those are good kits. We got the Strike Freedom in as well. We got the Gundam Exia and the Double L Quant. And then we get to some of the newer ones. The RG Tallgeese. I haven't built the Tallgeese, but I did build the Tallgeese 2, which is basically the same thing, and it was a really solid build. That for the charity stream last year, I think. And the Crossbone X1. This one is tiny. The Crossbone's a fairly tiny design in the first place. I've heard it's got really, really small parts, but people do like it. So if you hate small parts, you might not want to build this one if you have trouble dealing with tiny things. But if you like that kind of stuff, that one might be interesting. And then finally, the Gale Gaigar finally in. This is the most recent real grade release. If you're looking for something different, this might be it, because there's a lot of, a lot of different aspects to the design compared to most Gundams. So could be an interesting change of pace. Next up, let's do master grades. Master grades. First up, we got the MG Shenlong. I've definitely got this one built and on my shelf. It's a solid kit. I'd definitely recommend it. The MG Wing Gundam. I've also built this one. I'm not as keen on this kit. There's definitely some issues with the transformation, but it's not horrible. It's just not as good as some of the other Wing master grades, in my opinion. One thing to note of interest, all these EW master grade the Gundam Wing kits are basically like Verkaz, because they were designed by Toki. They just don't have that kind of premium on it. Next up, the MG Goof 2.0. I've built this one as well. This is definitely a solid kit. I would highly recommend it, as I would the Char Zaku 2. Solid kit, great inner frame, and some cool accessories. There's even a I don't know what you call it, little scissor lift kind of thing to get your pilot up. So you can get some cool options for dioramas and the like. Got the MG Easy 8. Love the Easy 8 design. I haven't built this one yet though. And the Diem Sniper 2. I've heard amazing things about this kit. A good solid Diem in general, and then the Sniper 2 is a pretty cool variant to begin with. So next up, we got a bunch of big master grades here. We got the Providence Gundam. I haven't built that one. Most of these I don't think I've built over on this side. The 00 Gundam 7 sword. I guess that's where the box art should look that way. The 00 Quant full saber. Got the MG GOG giant aquatic suit there. I haven't seen this one. I don't know if we've ever had that one in stock. I don't think we've ever had the MG Zeong either. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be a big one. Got the MG Justice Gundam. The MG Rezel. Pretty cool looking design. I kind of like those Zeta based designs. Got the MG Epion. I built this one as well. This is a decent kit, especially considering it's transformable. ZZ Gundam Verka. I think we've had these in stock. This is a top off. The MG New Verka. Really excited to have these back in stock. It's been a really popular kit, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. So if you've got a Sosby Verka, you need one of those to go across from it. And then, of course, the MG Full Armor Gundam Thunderbolt version. This has been a really popular kit too. A lot of stuff in the box, I think, in terms of all the extra armor and weapons and stuff like that. But I've heard basically good things, other than the trash bag sleeves that go over some of the joints. So that's it for master grades, and now let's do whatever's next. Okay, 30-minute missions, builder parts, action bases, things like that. So first up, we got the Spinaccio Sengoku type. This one's been pretty popular. I think it's pretty cool with the katana type samurai sword thing and some of the armor options with it. And there is, I think, some option packs with either more accessories like it or the same stuff from that we have in stock as well. The Seal Nova Dark Gray, the Rabiat Orange, and then the Forestieri 02. I think this one just came in for the first time. I was just looking at it before we were filming, and looks kind of cool. I'm kind of interested in the design. Looks kind of cool. Got some other sets as well. We got the customized weapons Gatling unit. So this is a pretty cool looking Gatling gun. It looks like it's got a belt for the ammunition and like a drum or something for that belt to feed from. So that's pretty cool. This would be a great accessory for both your 30-minute missions or high-grade kit bashes. We got a few of the option parts set, including option parts set 1. We also got the tank version olive drab. I've used one of these in a kit bash that I did with the Alto ground type that came out pretty cool. Maybe we can show a little clip of that. But cool set of extra parts to build a tank or add tank-like features to another kit. We also got some other items. The customized weapons, military weapon. This is a new weapons pack from 30-minute missions that just came out. So some additional weapons for kit bashing and the like. Some cool options in there, including some handguns. That's cool. And the option armor for base attack, Rabiat exclusive dark gray. So some more option parts as well. Builder parts. We finally got we got a bunch more of these in. This time we got in the emblem relief. So these look kind of like some of the Earth Federation, Axis, and Xeon type emblems that you might see on other builds. That might be a cool way to improve a build. We got the MS funnel. These are funnel packs, so if you like that kind of funnel type design, like from the Sazabi, for example, you can kind of add some to another build. And MS Vernier 02. So these are more verniers, basically thruster bells that you can add to increase the mobility of your design. I guess we got these two next. MS Panel 01. So these are random panels that could be good for kit bashing. I could see these being good for scenery and stuff like that as well, if you're building a hangar maybe. MS Blade 01. So these are V-fins essentially of various types. and command fins. So if you want to add detail to another build, those are great as well. We also got the MS Figure 01. So these are 1/100 scale figures. So if you're doing diorama type stuff and want to add, you know, an extra pilot figure or a ground crew, looks like there's a whole bunch of them. There's 2 hole runners in here. A whole bunch of these. I'm probably going to be grabbing 1 or 2 of these to hold on to for a rainy day when I get to build some dioramas. We also got the LED unit green. This is a 2-pack, great for some of those 00 Gundams with the GN drives, I think is what their intention is. So, you know, if you grab one of those 7 swords or the Quantful Saber, I think you could use these for the shoulder GN drives to light those up. And then we got some action base for clear as well. And I think we got 1 more set to do. Okay, so this should be our last set, hopefully. We got the Kamen Rider build. This is a Rabiat tank form. I don't know anything about Kamen Rider other than that it's a show and that it's popular with people. We also got the Kamen Rider Kabuto. So if you're into Kamen Rider stuff, we got these. We don't get typically super deep stock on that kind of stuff, so you can grab it sooner than later. That'd be good to make sure you get one. We got 2 from Best Hit Chronicle. This was a line of kits that was like, I don't know, popular items that you wouldn't normally think of making kits of, like the cup noodle that we used to have. We got in 2 this week. We got the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation. These are, I think, 2/5 scale, so it's kind of an interesting scale, but it's essentially like building a PlayStation or Sega Saturn, and I think it's got a lot of the internals as well. For non-Gundam stuff, we did get a couple kits as well. The Fighter Nose Collection YF29s. This is a Macross cockpit. We've got a few of the other ones in if this is something that interests you. So if you're really into those designs, they're pretty cool. And I think they're scaled appropriately for like the pilot figure to be able to go next to them as well. The other non-Bandai that we got was this Patlabor 2 AV2 variant from Motoroid. So if there's any other images in the box, there we go. So if you're into Patlabor, that's kind of cool as well. Let's set that one aside. I don't know how that got through. Back to Bandai stuff, we did get the Exploring Lab Nature Great White Shark. Kind of interesting. They're branching out into some of these other types of models. This might be cool as like a project for a kid or something. I don't know that I would build one myself, but there's definitely some possibilities here. Digimon, we got the Metal Garurumon in stock. I think we've had these for a little while, so this is a top off, but a great chance to grab one if you're interested. We got a couple other kits that maybe should have been in earlier sections that we're noticing as we go through these, because there are so many restocks, there's probably things we missed. So it's probably worth checking out the website if there's something you're looking for, because there's probably at least a couple things that we just forgot to grab or couldn't find at the time that we're shooting this. One that we did find though is the HG Cybastard, another kind of interesting design. I think this is also from Super Robot Wars. Got some cool features to it with these wings. Definitely a different looking build. We got the Full Mechanics Calamity Gundam. I think we've had these in stock, but we're about to run out when we got these in, so it's a top off. I don't know if we have any more coming after this batch though, so it might be a good chance to grab them. And then finally, the RX-78-2 Revive, HGC 191. This is a great version of the HG, or a great version of the RX-78 rather. Solid kit. I've built, I think, a couple of these, and it's a good option if you're looking for an RX-78. I think that's it that we got for restocks this week. Like I said, there's a few things that we probably missed. Some of these we got massive quantities of because this is part of our 27 pallet shipment. Some of these were just a case of this or a partial case of that. So if there's anything you really want, now is a great time to grab them and not wait because they might not be available. Okay, that was restocks. Let's do Q&A next. So Q&A, this is the part where I answer questions from you, the viewer. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer it next time. So first up, Kihelheim. Hey Nick, thank you for all you and the team do. You're welcome. Hope your mother-in-law is healing up well. She's doing very well. She's at home now, and and that's great. Question for you: what's your go-to lunch on your average day? I've been stuck on these spicy Samyang Baldak noodles lately. Thanks again, Team Mecca. So lately, I mean, my average day, it's usually just a sandwich. Kate packs me a lunch. Nothing super fancy, which deli meat and whatever, depends on the day. It's kind of semi-random depending on what she bought that week, but nothing super fancy. Trying to do as much as possible. Try not to waste money on fast food. There's not a lot of fast food around here either anyway, and DoorDash gets expensive if you're doing it all the time. All right. Next up, plastic germs. Question: what is the most important thing you personally learned with Mecca Warehouse? So I read this one a while ago, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And I got kind of like two answers. They're kind of intertwined, and I've probably learned a ton of things, tons of stuff. I've learned a lot doing this. The two biggest things though are probably patience and learning how not to care so much, if that makes sense. So patience in the sense that I had to learn how to be patient with suppliers that aren't going to be able to deliver on time all the time. Patient with employees who maybe aren't going to understand things the way I express them, or they're having a bad day or whatever is going on and not going to be able to do things the way I expected them to, and have the patience to figure out how to communicate that stuff to them. Patience with customers that maybe don't have patience with us if something happened. Thankfully, most of our customers are amazing, and all that. And then on the not caring so much side, it's kind of similar, but I care so much about what I do. I want everything to be done right. I want everything to be perfect. I want customers to always be happy. I want everything to go smoothly. And it never happens that way in real life, not consistently anyway. And so it's been hard, but really important to just learn how to get past my expectations and kind of deal with things not going the way that I want to, and not being too wrapped up in the result being perfect, I guess. It's a great question though. And then fun question: what are some of the things you are asking for Christmas this year? I don't think I've asked for anything for Christmas yet this year. I don't usually ask for much. Kate and I don't exchange a lot in the way of gifts with each other. I feel like sometimes the gift giving thing, when it's just for the sake of giving gifts, especially if it's something on your list. If I receive a gift, I really prefer the gift somebody thought about and figured out the thing that I wouldn't buy for myself, and was able to figure that out. That's worth more to me than the dollar value of a gift or anything like that. So I don't know that I've asked for all that much this year. I really just want everybody to be happy and healthy. All right, moving on. Next one, Plastic Crack 305. Have you ever had the opportunity to meet and train in Kyokushin with Michael Jai White? Also, have any of your dojo students purchased orders from Mecca Warehouse in case they know you run the business? So for the first part of that, I have not. Right before the pandemic though, like a month before, I was at a martial arts convention or something. We were only there because there was a tournament being run in conjunction with it, and I had one of my students competing down there. We flew down to New Jersey for it, and Michael Jai White was doing a seminar or something. I would have liked to have the timing work out, but trying to manage being on time for your ring time or whatever, and being there for your match and trying to go to a seminar at the same time is rather difficult. And so that never ended up happening, but it would have been kind of cool. And for the second part, no, I don't believe so. I don't think any of my students are into the hobby. I know I've talked to plenty of them about the business, and one of them's actually helped us out during the move with shelf setup, because he works doing that as like his day job is setting up furniture and cubicles, and setting up shelves wasn't a big stretch for him. Okay, next one, HH15. Did the Black Friday break the sales record? If not, when was it? So Black Friday this year, Thursday, the day the sale opened, that limited like 5-hour window, made it onto the top 10 list, but it didn't shatter any records. The weekend as a whole, I think, did better as a weekend than a lot of our weekends have in the past. But actually, our one-day sales record right now, I think, was a couple Tuesdays ago when we did our Witch from Mercury and MG EX Strike Freedom pre-orders. When those went up, that was our biggest day ever in terms of sales. All right, I think there's one more question. The Winged Woods, will you all be getting the MG Zeta Gun Verkov for pre-order? Short answer, yes. Long answer, we only post our pre-orders when we get confirmation of how many of an item we have coming. And we haven't gotten our confirmations yet. We just placed that order a few weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. Hopefully we'll have confirmations before the end of the year, and we'll have pre-orders up pretty soon. But sometimes those confirmations have been taking some serious time, so we will post them up when we get the confirmations. So I think that's it for questions. So if you have a question you want answered next time, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer next week. And thank you for watching. See you next time.